could be some danger or some predators around in the area. Oh, but some other antelope. Look up ahead toward the right side, up the hill. There are some tannish gray colored antelope called the greater kudu. They're the second tallest antelope, so they're about 5 feet tall at the shoulders, and they don't have horns because these are females. You would know if you saw a male kudu because their horns are about 6 feet long and corkscrew shaped, like big curly brays on their heads. So definitely couldn't miss those. So there are lots of easy things that we all can do to help out the animals that live in forest environments all over the world. Just simply recycling and using more sustainable products goes a long way to help out their habitats. Sadly, lots of animals are being affected by deforestation. So when humans come in and cut down trees for things like paper or palm oil, it's obviously destroying their habitats, and that can decrease their population as a result. So just the small things that we can do, like recycling, using more sustainable products, goes such a long way to help them out in their habitats. But ooh, look on the left side. There's some orangey colored antelope. These are called bongos. I like them because they match my hair. But bongos are known as the ghosts of the forest because they're rarely seen by humans in the wild. They're really good at camouflage. If you look at their horns, they lean backwards. That helps them get through this thick, tangled underbrush. That way they don't get stuck on branches. They can actually run pretty quickly through the woods without getting stuck most of the time. Now we're going to go through a little change in scenery. So we're heading out of the forest and into Safi River, which is home to lots of more dangerous animals. Anyone know what the most dangerous animal in Africa is? Yeah, hippo. You must have either been here before or you're a wilderness explorer. Yeah, now look for hippos. They're usually staying submerged under the water. I think I see one up ahead. Now, hippos are the most dangerous animal in Africa, but it's not because they're man-eaters. They're actually vegetarians. They just eat grass. But they are extremely aggressive and territorial. Ooh, look on the left, there's a bloat up ahead. A bloat is a group of hippos. Look under the water, they look like big rocks. Let's get a better view. So they're really aggressive and territorial. Plus, they weigh in at a whopping 5,500 pounds. They can outrun a human on land. So I don't really want to be chased by a hippo. And they stay submerged under the water for most of the day so they don't overheat from the sun. Hippos are mainly nocturnal just because it's so much cooler outside during the night. Hippos don't have sweat glands like we do. They actually rely on the water to keep them cool. And they can hold their breath for about 8 minutes at a time, which is impressive, because I can't do that. Oh, also, everyone see this big white bird on the left side carrying some sticks? I'll tell you in just a second why that's important. But these birds on the left, the big white ones, they are pink-backed pelicans. You get this pink color during mating season that gets brighter to impress the ladies. Now they have a wingspan up to about 9 feet, which is wider than this truck. Now what that one was doing that we just saw with the stick. So how these female pelicans choose their mate is by whichever male brings her the largest stick. So instead of getting a diamond ring, she gets a house built for her. Very romantic, right? Ooh, crikey, left-hand side. That's a Nile crocodile. I'm gonna go really slowly over this bridge up ahead because I don't really want to be crocodile bait today. These guys outlived the dinosaurs. Okay, we made it. Now crocodiles get anywhere between about 15 to 20 feet long, which is the same length as a giraffe is tall. They usually will weigh up to about 1,000 pounds, which doesn't really sound like much compared to hippos, but they have those massive jaws that help them take down prey bigger than themselves. With over 3,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, they can crush every bone in an animal's body. And I'm glad that we are off of that bridge when I tell you the next part. But crocodiles can jump their body lengths out of the water. So if there's a 15-foot crocodile, they can jump about 15 feet in the air. So we're going to say after wild crocodile to them. We're going to head toward the savannah, which is home to lots of our more popular animals. Here's a good sneak peek coming up on the right side. And if you look above your head at that animal spotting guide, if you haven't seen some of the animals on that list yet, they probably live out here. Here is my favorite view of the savannah. It's inspired by the Serengeti grasslands. Just look around. It's got some beautiful scenery. There's lots of animals out here too. So slowly but surely, we'll go around and see everything the savannah has to offer. Get your cameras ready too. Lots of these animals don't stand still for very long. Now, since it is kind of a gloomy day, it's definitely kind of good nap time for us, right? Well, same for the animals. Some of them may want to be kind of hanging around, maybe relaxing. So keep your eyes peeled through the trees, up the hills, and shady, good shelter areas for any animals maybe trying to enjoy a nap time. Sounds pretty good, right? Oh, I see something up ahead. If you guys are looking for those really tall animals that everyone loves, look through the trees up the hills. They're really good at blending in. They're so tall, they kind of look like trees. Alright, everyone look really carefully. I see my favorite animals. Over the hedges on the left, underneath this cave. I'm going to pull up and stop right here. You're looking at some dogs. These are not wolves, they're not hyenas, they're not any kind of dogs you have at home either. They're really unique. These are African painted dogs. I think they're super cute, especially that one sleeping upside down. But they're Africa's most successful hunters. So they hunt and live in packs of up to about 15 dogs. They're really family-oriented. They all take care of each other. They have an alpha male and female that lead the pack. Now they chase down their prey till it drops from exhaustion, and they have about a 90% success rate when they're hunting. To put that in perspective, lions only have a 10% success rate. Those dogs are very fierce. However, they're really smart. They know to stay away from humans and our livestock, so they are no threat to us. Really smart. Super cute too, right? Now left side, adding on to our list of antelope, these are sable antelope. They've got those really long, sharp horns to help deter any predators from jumping on their backs. So those horns are their best defense against lions, hyenas, or even the painted dogs back there. Now going back to the painted dogs, a lot of people don't even know they exist. And the reason for that is because they are on the critically endangered list. That means there are less than 7,000 painted dogs left in the world. A lot of that is because, well, kind of an unintentional poaching. They're constantly getting caught in poacher snares that are intended for other animals, which is still illegal. However, since they are a pack animal, since they're always with their families, once one dog gets caught, the other ones try and come help it, and they usually kind of get themselves stuck too. That's obviously the sad news, but the good news is we can help out. So while you're here, if you donate to the Disney Conservation Fund, that can actually go straight to the painted dog conservation in Zimbabwe and help them out right in the wild. So if you guys really like those painted dogs like I do, that's a good way to help out. Ooh, I see those really tall animals. Everyone look through the trees up the hill. I see 2 giraffes up there. Oh, and it looks like those are babies. They're really small. Small, like taller than us, but still small. Oh yeah, look, there's 2 babies up there. Let's pause here for a minute. Maybe they'll come down the hill. Oh yeah, we're looking at the tallest animals on land. So giraffes can stand up to about 20 feet tall when they're fully grown. When a baby giraffe is born, they're about 6 feet tall at birth, which is taller than most everybody on this truck. So props to those giraffe moms. It's a pretty big baby. They also have about a 6-foot free fall into the world when they're born. Oh look, there's a full-grown one up there. That's a good way to welcome you to the earth, right? 6-foot free fall. First thing they experience is gravity. And if that's not enough, baby giraffes are expected to start walking an hour after they're born. Kind of makes our baby seem a little useless. Let's keep going and see if we can find a closer view of these giraffes. Ooh, coming up on the right side, I see 3 other types of animals. It's pretty good luck. Oh, it's some more giraffes too. Alright, so there's a herd of wildebeest. All these gray animals that are grazing in the grass are wildebeest. They're really cool. They go on the largest mammal migration. So about 1 million wildebeest at a time migrate over 1,000 miles in search of food and water. Also something with really huge horns a little bit farther up that hill. Holy cow, right? Those are Ankole cattle, also known as Watusi, named after the tribe that first domesticated them. And the small, tan-colored antelope to our right that look like s'mores on legs are called springbok. They're cute and small. They're only about 3 feet tall, fully grown, but don't let their size fool you. Those little springbok are the second fastest animals on land. They reach speeds between 50 to 60 miles per hour, only outrun by cheetahs. Ooh, there's a couple other giraffes. You see another baby to our right side, kind of going up behind those grasses. Another type of antelope, and to our left, oh wow, that's a pretty good view of the giraffe. If you're looking at a giraffe's tongue, they're really dark, kind of a purple, blue, black color. The reason their tongues are so dark is to help keep them from getting sunburned. It just goes to show how long their tongues are out of their mouths every day, which is all day long. That's because they're browsers. That means all day, every day, they're looking for food, eating, chewing, living the dream. Giraffes usually eat about 23 hours a day. All the baby giraffes just waiting for pictures on the right. Now, really impressive animals on the left-hand side. So there's a really huge antelope on the left. It's actually the largest species of antelope. This one's a fully grown male. They're called Patterson Zealands. Now, this really big male on our left side is about 7 feet tall, not including his horns, weighs around 2,000 pounds, and he can jump about 8 feet in the air at a standstill. So it's my dream for him to jump over this truck. Hasn't happened yet, though, but one can dream. So he's an antelope, but he's kind of the size of a rhino. Really impressive. But we're going to finally make our way out of Jurassic Park, and if y'all look up ahead, I see some trees that have been knocked over. I only know one animal capable of bulldozing a tree. What is it? An elephant, yeah. Look to your right side. We're heading through some elephant country. Oh, there's some monkeys on the left side, too. So we got an elephant on the right, monkeys underneath the palm trees, kind of where the roots are sticking up on the left side. There's a monkey on the left. There's a couple. There's some kind of in the back corner by the bush as well. There's a couple. And the monkeys on the left are mandrills. They're the largest monkeys. So a fully grown male mandrill weighs about 100 pounds. So the ones we see are still pretty small, so they're probably females. They get the red-blue markings on their faces and on their backsides. And if you have seen The Lion King, that's what Rafiki is. Rafiki is a mandrill. He's not a baboon like most people think. And there's a sign up ahead that said this road is closed. It's probably because there's an elephant in the way. So let's see. I guess we're gonna have to go the long way around today. That's alright. You guys have time, right? Oh, look at that. It's a very flattering view of an elephant. It still counts. Now this is definitely a male or a bull elephant, and you can totally tell because, well, he's by himself. That's how you know. That's because elephants are matriarchs, so their herds are all females and their babies. So when male elephants are old enough, usually in their mid-teenage years, when they reach maturity, they leave the herd. And if they don't want to leave, they get kicked out anyway, but that's only because they get a little too big and aggressive to be hanging around with the babies. But Hakuna Matata, no worries. They can go off alone if they want to, or they can form a bachelor herd, which is just a handful of other male elephants together, but not too many, because male elephants are extremely competitive about everything. So that's another. Anyone like elephants? Deserve all the love they can get. Elephants are one of many animals that are, well, they're suffering from habitat loss. Humans are coming into their habitats and mining for this metallic ore called coltan, which is found inside your electronic devices, smartphones, laptops, tablets, cameras, things like that. So if you want to help out elephants and monkeys too, and lots of other animals, recycle those old devices you have at home that you don't use anymore. It puts that mineral back into circulation. That way they don't have to take it from their habitats. But ooh, look on both sides of the truck. There's some tusk marks in the clay, there's some footprints on the left. That elephant might have passed through here. Elephants are migratory. They don't stay in one area for too long. They're always searching for good sources of food and water. So I'm gonna go as fast as I can to see if we can catch up with anything. That's like 7 miles an hour, so we'll get there eventually. Now, African elephants are the largest animals on land. They can weigh anywhere between about 4 to 7 tons. That's about 8,000 to 14,000 pounds, fully grown, of course.